Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Every day, get down.
Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Every day, get stronger.
Let's go. Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Every day, get better.
Welcome to the Mean Green Show.
Every day, get stronger.
What up, what's up, my family?
What's going on?
Jay, we back.
Yes, sir.
Another one.
Probably should turn these fans off.
Oh, we didn't turn them off?
No, probably should.
All right, turn it off. You can keep talking.
Oh, man, you put me on the spot. Well, how y'all doing this week, man? Thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to be the last episode of Accountability. So we're going to come at y'all this week, talking points. We're going to hit y'all with some different talking points and how Mean Green, not only the training center, the gyms, how we plan to adjust going into the year 2023. So we got the gyms, we got boot camps, and today we're going to talk about how we're going to make adjustments based on everything we've talked about over the past 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Moving forward into the new year.
Yeah, and I'm excited about this one because we've talked so much about our health, right? And we talked so much about our mentality and also things we want to do just physically, but we haven't made any projections on what we want to do as a brand. And it's going to be so cool to be able to take those same philosophies that we talked about with our body and everything else to what we want to do as a brand.
Absolutely.
So where you want to start? We have 8 of them, right?
We have 8 points. 8 points, yep. So we're going to hit on every single last one of those, try to go in depth a little bit. Not too much, but enough to where, you know, we're able to come to an understanding and we're able to put it in the atmosphere, the changes that we want to make. Because typically that's the first step. You got to put it out there. So.
Absolutely. Who, what, when, where, and how, right?
Exactly.
So with each one, guys, I typically like to roll things out and do like the big surprise party.
Yeah.
So today, this is the surprise for those that listen and watch.
Exactly.
But and some of it, Jared, we won't roll it all out, right? But kind of give them a grasp of where we're going with it. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
No, I mean, we're in the gym. Let's start here.
All right.
Let's start here.
First thing that I have for the gym is we're going to get a new software. So this software will be rolled out mid-January. All right. So if you know that there's a software in October that we're already getting and working on, and it takes 3 months, damn, it got to be really good.
Exactly.
So not to go in depth too much about the new software, but it will be for the gyms, not the boot camp. The boot camp will still rock on the cool software that we've been using, but the gym specifically, we will have in the Google Store and the Apple Store a Mean Green app for the location, every location to come forth. And the cool thing that I love about it is the pick your spot model, which is point number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Pick your spot model. You know, it's cool for me now. I'm still over marketing for the most part for the gyms. And it's kind of sometimes people say it's a good problem.
Yeah.
We do an okay job at getting people in the doors, right? And the reason why I say it's a good problem, why would getting people in the door ever be a problem? It's because sometimes you get a lot of people in a specific class, and then it's hard to get into the class.
Yeah.
And then you're like, golly, I really want to train with such and such, or my buddy's in that class, and I can't get in there. So for us, we don't want to slow down marketing because our goal is to create more jobs, create more opportunities and resources to open up more Mean Greens across the city or beyond. So we can't do that without growing.
Yeah.
And this thing called Pick Your Spot model helps us a lot. Are you familiar with the Pick Your Spot? Have you ever went to a gym or anything yourself and utilized the Pick Your Spot model?
Yeah. I think the way that those gyms with that model operated is very smooth.
Yeah.
I think and for those of you that aren't familiar with it, really the second you register and you register for a class, you register for a spot, and basically that's your assigned spot. So as soon as you walk in the door, you know exactly where you're going, you know exactly what you need. So for us, let's say, for instance, we're trying to make class go a little bit smoother, and Jared's coming in the gym, and we have a workout where the max weight is going to be 135 pounds. If we were trying to be that efficient, we could be. I could walk in the gym to a spot that already has my weight set up if coaches were trying to breeze through class. So it just makes operating just a whole lot smoother.
Everything. And it's so cool. If you pick spot 5 as an example, you're going to spot 5. So if somebody's in spot 5, not for the Mean Green fam to do it, but for the team, if somebody comes and they're in somebody else's spot, that's where the team can say, hey, man, Jared, you're in Lucy's spot.
Hey, you in my spot?
I can hear Wes Clayton already. But
my spot.
The cool thing about it, too, is sometimes I'm a creature of habitat as well.
Yeah.
Like, I can see myself going to a specific spot in class, and it almost make you feel like it's your domain, like you own it. But it's going to create that urgency on the flip side for you to register earlier than later. And if you want that specific spot 5, then you can't wait to the last minute and expect it to be there.
Absolutely.
So that really helps us out, because if that urgency is created, every class that's like that becomes more in demand, which means we add more classes, which means the gym is growing, which means trainers are getting more opportunity, which we get more exposure to do more things. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think the last 2 things I would say about pick your spot, each class will be different on the amount of people that will be allowed. So right now for the Southwest and the North, typically we're at 23 on the Southwest and I think 16 or 18 on the North. That's it. But now, because this software is so cultivated based upon what we want to bring to the table, it's not like right now we just basically put a number in and we're kind of stuck there, or we got to go in the admin setting every single time and do it. It's going to be so cool for us to be able to navigate, depending on the program, how many people can be in the class.
Nice.
The example, if we're doing a workout, dumbbell snatches to a, dumbbell 1/4 in a squat to a burpee over dumbbell. How many pieces of equipment do you need that day?
Just a dumbbell.
Just one dumbbell. So you think of the amount of dumbbells we have at each gym, that class does not need to be restricted to 20 people. We might can fit 30 people, which is typically our very max compared to just one trainer. Right? So now a different day would be you need a rower, a barbell, and a wall ball. The barbell and the rower is not the problem. It's the cardio piece. So this gym is at 20, and I think the other one's at 16 or 18. We can't fit 30 people in a 20-person class. So if we're using all the cardio pieces, then that class will be limited to 20 people. So each class would range. So I'm really excited to roll that out, and we're not trying to get 40 pieces of machine, because you got to be able to store 40 pieces of machine and then actually lay it out on a floor plan. So I think that one is super important to me. I have one more, but after hearing what I've said so far, what do you think?
Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Because with each, let's just call it adaptation, comes challenges and hurdles. What do you think the biggest one you're going to face
Great question.
with that model?
The hard nose. Because right now, when you're on a waiting list, we kind of say, oh, you're on a waiting list, just come. And we don't have no more cardio machines. We'll just put you outside and do the equivalent to a run or whatnot. But in this model, in 2023, we're not going to be able to allow more than the number. X amount of people. And it's for safety reasons, number one. And number two, it also puts the team, the trainer, the coach in a position to really execute. From a coach perspective, we actually go and see how many people is in our class. And it gives us the mentality on how to address the class. And when you have a class that's in such high demand and you look 4 hours prior to you coaching, you're already in mentality mode. But what happens sometimes is that class doesn't fill up until maybe 30 minutes prior. So 4 hours when you looked, you only had 8 people in the class, and you show up 5 minutes before, you're like, oh crap, I have a packed class. So I think that's gonna, from the trainer side, it's gonna eliminate that. But at the same time, we're gonna have to have those hard nose. And the cool thing about Mean Green, we have such cool, amazing, high-class people. I've noticed that people just respect it.
Yeah.
And, they'll choose another class, obviously. But I'm looking forward to, I guess, the challenge, the hurdle.
Love it.
So we'll see. So the second thing, last thing I was saying, I had 1 out of 2. With Pick Your Spot, we're going to be able to really create a standard that we've never been able to create.
Okay.
When we talk about merchandise, things that people buy, I just want to go the extra mile. When we first came back from the pandemic, if y'all remember, for those that were here, we were bringing the rowers out. We was calling guys, how much weight do you want to put on the bar? And that stuck with me because I remember a couple people just really reached out like, man, that was so awesome. Like, y'all had our weight set for us, like warm-up weight and actual weight that we needed. And I want to be able to still roll that out and take it to another level. So when we do shirt orders, for example, pre-order, say Lucy orders a small pre-order green shirt. When those shirts come in, we don't have to worry about her coming to the front desk or asking us when she get there. If she reserves spot 4, when Lucy comes in for her 5 o'clock class, it's right there at her spot.
Oh, that's dope.
So to be able to do little things like that, I think that's going to be so classic, so amazing. And I'm trying to think, should I give them one more? Should we wait? On the Pick Your Spot model. It's one other thing that is really cool. But
That's dope. I think
keep it there?
Yeah.
Cool. So
there's
we'll
a lot
leave
that
it there.
comes with that.
Yeah. So with Bootcamp, since I did a gym, you go ahead and do a Bootcamp.
So Bootcamp, we're gonna have a different no, I'm playing. No different software system.
Pause though, right there.
Uh-oh.
I want to know in the comment section, for those that are here on live, what do y'all think about number 1?
Okay.
All right. Number 1 was new software for the gyms with your Pick Your Spot model. Do you think you're going to like it, or do you think you're going to hate it? I would love to see
interesting.
your feedback. All right. I'm sorry, Jay. So
Oh,
number
no,
2.
you're good. Bootcamp. So obviously that's an adjustment we're making there. I think an adjustment we're going to make for the Bootcamp side of things, well, not think, I know, is accountability. So with that, we're gonna attack it in different areas. One of those areas, obviously, is the physical fitness side. So right now, we don't really have anything that determines whether you're getting better or not, unless you just say, "Oh, this wasn't as hard as it was my first day."
Yeah,
Okay,
that's real.
cool. But there's nothing to test that. We don't have anything right now that is constantly keeping track of what you're intaking. So if you're coming to boot camp and you're saying, hey, I'm doing XYZ fitness-wise, but I haven't lost a pound. Well, okay, so accountability. Now we're going into the new year, we're going to include some things that are going to make you actually look at your diet to be able to make adjustments there. So fitness level, the diet part, and then being there.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be another big thing.
Yeah.
So those are 3 of our big points that we are going to put into a program for you guys going into 2023 to pick up that accountability aspect of things.
I love it. And just to put a little feedback for those that are watching and listening, when you do an outdoor boot camp, there's no in-body scale right there at the gym, right? You don't have access to those type of things. It's not a Wi-Fi connection. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is in Houston. No, okay. So there's a lot of luxury when you have a brick and mortar or a studio. When you have the outdoors, as great as it is to be in the outdoor environment, there's some disconnection when it comes to technology.
Yeah.
So we have to be really creative. My question I have for you, Jared, what do you think is going to be the biggest hurdle when rolling out the system? Or will it even be a hurdle?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think the biggest hurdle is going to be consistency. Consistency not only on my part, and this is just me being honest, but also on your part. So I think the biggest thing is building hype around it. It has to be important and valued by you in order for it to be successful. And in order for that to happen, I have to be consistent. So I think the big difference between, the gym and boot camps right now, we're going to get into a point that's vital to what I'm about to say right now, but as of now, it's just me, right? So out there, when it comes to rolling something out that makes, 70 to 100 people accountable, basically it has to be something that I'm able to keep track of and stay consistent with for you guys. So I think that's really going to be the biggest hurdle.
I like that.
But
I like that.
like at the gym, let me just say this. You guys have when you walk in the gym for the evening classes, I know for the morning classes you have the twins. Evening classes you guys have Cristian, somebody that's at the front desk checking you in, handling a lot of the paperwork side of things. So some of these things, front desk rep would be amazing to have.
Right.
And then you have your trainer, and then you have somebody doing programs. Just different levels of different things out there. Obviously, whatever location you're at, it's just that trainer. You don't have a front desk rep that you can come to class and say, hey, something's going on with my app registration wise. Yeah. And we're trying to do a class. Like, you have to just kind of figure it out on the fly with that trainer. So again, consistency and just working through that while also staying true to the program, while also keeping you guys as inspired as possible.
I always say this, Jared, there is no challenge with no change. Excuse me. There's no change with no challenge. Sorry, there's no change with no challenge. And I just want to really challenge everyone that's listening to what we're talking about, especially for boot camp. You're going to be challenged.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to change, you got to accept that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like when you're challenged based upon your accountability that someone's picking on you.
Absolutely.
If we're telling you, hey, we want to see you 2 times a week, we're not trying to get on you. We want you to do what you said you wanted to do.
Exactly.
Right? And that doesn't take place without accountability. Now, I believe all our Mean Green team do a unique and amazing special job of delivering that message without being an a-hole, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want to challenge you, for those that are watching and listening, when you're challenged to be consistent and to be accountable for what you're doing, accept it. And if you do that, especially for 6 months to a year in 2023, man, you're going to do some really amazing and special stuff.
Absolutely. Kind of banking off of that, I think I've taken it almost as a personal, not a challenge. I just take it personal.
Yeah.
When one of you comes to me and says, hey, I want to do X, Y, Z.
Yep.
That I take that to heart. Like, okay, if I'm capable of helping you do that, let's do it. I take it personal. Whatever plan we come up with, that's personal to me. So, yeah, I'm going to push you.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you hard things so that you can accomplish it. If you say that you want to do, and what we agree is one of the hardest things, to lose weight, I'm going to give you challenging things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take it to heart if you don't do it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I definitely think that that's going to be a big part of 2023 in that accountability aspect. We're going to challenge you guys. And that's actually one of the things. I've created some challenges for you guys to be able to accomplish to, get you to those goals.
And knowing the plans of what's about to be rolled out, this is not something that was planned 2 weeks, on Christmas Day, and then we're rolling out on 23. This has been in the making since early summer, maybe late spring. Yeah. And I'm not going to give it away, Jared.
Good.
But it's going to be so cool it's kind of like the gym. When people come into the gym and they see that screen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come into one of the Mean Green gyms, you see the roster for those that are attending the class. And if you see a champagne next to it, a champagne bottle, that means it's an anniversary, whether it's a year or 2, whatever it is. If it's another object, it may be their first day. So it's cool to see that. Without saying anything, you guys are going to have something to distinguish what you've conquered and where you're at. But the only way you see that is by you being at boot camp in 2023.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about it.
Love it.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, where we at?
Point 2. Let's
go
go
to gym.
Unless you want to zigzag.
Let's zigzag it.
All right, cool. So, 2023, we want to grow.
Absolutely.
We want to grow. At the peak of our boot camp years, how many locations did we have?
I would say in 2020, I would say between 2011 to about 2014, 15, counting public groups, not private groups, we probably had in Houston probably 18 locations that were public, not counting the ones that were private.
There we go. So 18 locations. And guys, fitness has changed. Gyms are popped up everywhere. People like being indoors, but outdoors has not gone anywhere.
And it won't.
And it won't. People like being outside. People like breathing outside. I heard somebody say, I heard you work out better outside because when you touch the dirt, you absorb the nutrients into your body. I don't know how true that is.
Preacher.
I don't know how true that is, but I do know that, the outdoor fitness space isn't going anywhere. It's all about how you're delivering that service.
Absolutely.
So for us, our 2023 goal is to continue that growth. So right now we have 2 locations. We have Humble, we have Herman Park. I can promise you guys by the start of 2023, we will be at least
going down.
we will have at least doubled that.
It's going down. I'm excited about those locations.
Yep. So do we say them? I mean, what's the hide, right?
What's the high?
So for sure we're coming back to Memorial Park, and we're going to Sugarland Memorial Park.
Those are
are
our
2 next locations that are for sure coming.
What y'all think about that?
Oh yeah.
Do y'all know people that live in Sugarland or the Galleria area or
Yeah.
Memorial Park area?
Memorial Park area.
Heights, wherever that is, right? Come in the chat. I want to know.
So excited about those. Those 2 parks are coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
But then going into the new year, there's no telling. We have a lot of plans coming to make adjustments to get more locations.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I would love to see. What's today? I will mark October 17th, 2022, and see where we're at on October 17th, 2023.
Oh, you're talking about in a year?
With locations.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm excited
I
about it.
honestly see just off of our last meeting and the one that we're going to host for, do we have a hard date on when we're going to have the information?
November 6th.
November 6th. So hopefully you see this before the 6th of November. And if you're an instructor or maybe you're a coach at football or volleyball and you have the ambition to maybe open up your perspective to potentially change lives in the fitness space, I would love for you guys to come to this informational where we'll host it. We basically go over our business model and how we can impact the city. Now, this is not an open invitation where whoever comes is a Mean Green Bootcamp instructor. Obviously, there are steps and hurdles you got to do, but if it's a good fit for both parties, then we'll really implement and add. But Jared, the cool thing about the 2 locations, I feel like we should bring them on a podcast when we launch the locations.
Yeah, why not?
Because it would be so cool for people to get to hear and see. It's more than just the person that's in shape when you show up, but when you can hear the energy through the airwaves and the frequency of YouTube or in podcast land, when you see their motive and their passion behind it, I truly believe, and I say this, and I hope they're watching. I hope you're watching, bros.
Bros.
All right. I'm speaking from the heart and being really transparent. I want them to get the full exposure that Mean Green provides for their bootcamp instructors so they can get what bootcamp instructors have received.
Yeah.
And they deserve it. So I'm extremely excited and honored with the edition, and it's a familiar edition, and I'm just looking forward to it. So with new locations, man, we've been in Sugarland. We receive emails and inboxes
Often.
frequently about especially Sugarland Memorial, and we're happy to bring that back.
Heck yeah.
And with Memorial Park, we were there. Obviously, Milton led that for over a decade and did very well. So to bring that back, that's going to be freaking exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And boot camp for me, to be honest, it's the heartbeat of Mean Green. It's where it was created.
Yeah.
As you said, the dirt, like it was created out of that dirt. And because of scheduling, of having a wife, couple businesses, gyms, I'm not able to be where I would love to be at times. But I am looking forward to the boys getting older and now bringing them out to boot camp in the summers.
Yeah.
And with more locations being where I live, I think that's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm selfishly excited
about that growth.
Yeah, I mean, I love hearing bumper plates hit the ground. I love it. That's like a weird, oddly sound that I love to hear. But, man, being able to take my freaking shirt off in the summer and do boot camp or work out in the winter in Houston in 70 degrees, nothing beats that.
Yeah.
And at the prime, Jared, of our boot camps, it was cool to say, hey, I typically go to Memorial Park, but, man, I went out for brunch, and I'm in Pearland. Cool, we got a Pearland location. Yeah. Oh, man, I went to Katie Mills Mall. I'm coming in. I'm not going to make it to Herman Park and Top. Cool. Stop by the Cinco Ranch location or not Kitty Hollow. What was that one in Katy? Mary Jo Beckham. So it's just all these different parks that we were at, and it's going to be cool to bring that back.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Since we kind of went with hurdles and challenges with each one, what do you think will be a hurdle or challenge with new locations?
Man, our biggest hurdle so far has been consistency.
Consistency.
That's our biggest hurdle. So, it's no secret, it takes work
Absolutely.
to get those boot camps going, to keep them rolling. So it'd be the consistency of the fellas.
Yeah. And I have a feeling this is going to be shared, this video or this podcast.
Yeah.
For those that are listening and you're on live or you replaying this on YouTube, you've done boot camp. So I'm calling some names out. Dame's been there, Christian's been there, Faye's been there, Amber Joseph been there, Brittany Joseph, Sarah Conley. I mean, I can go on and on. West Clayton Alley. What do y'all love about boot camp? And what do you love about the trainer that teaches your boot camp? I would love for I'm gonna say prospects that are probably watching this,
Thinking about
like, should I make that commitment? Maybe your response down below will be the encouragement why somebody says, you know what, I'm gonna go to that informational, or you know what, somebody been telling me I would be a great instructor. Let me see what this is all about. So, Mean Green family, I need your help. Let me know what boot camp, or what do you love about boot camp? What do you love about the instructor that taught that boot camp?
Yeah.
And I would be intrigued to see their response.
And also for you guys that maybe you know somebody that you think would be a good trainer, or that you just run that information by them.
Absolutely.
And November 6th,
Absolutely.
1 p.m. I'll be right in here.
So we kind of merged 2 points.
Okay.
Did we? 2 and 3?
Kind of, sort of.
So we can still we still can keep going with
We'll
that.
zigzag back to it. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So going back to the gym, number 2 for me is new class times. We're going to be adding some new class times in November. We're going to do some beta testing. 3:45 on Mondays and Wednesdays. We're going to add to the schedule.
Okay.
Alex and I will be flip-flopping, doing those classes. And what we're trying to do is just see, is it a good class hour?
Yeah.
Each location, I would love to say, hey, let's go 4 or 5 hours, hour to hour in the morning, do the same thing in the evening with a lunch hour in the middle, right? But depending on the location, depending on the traffic. If I live or we have a a gym in a suburban area, typically their lunch hour typically does better than the ones in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And typically those are our house moms, people that drop their kids off, whether it's a mom or a father. They drop their kids off. They're trying to get everything done before they pick their kids up, including their workout.
Yeah.
In the city, sometimes we don't get that same traffic.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a noon at Chimney Rock, and it was okay. That was more of our business owners, but a lot of our business owners are entrepreneurs. Their schedule changed so much. The consistency is typically not where we would like it.
Yeah.
So with the 3:45 class on Mondays and Wednesdays, we've noticed since this year, just every class, right, is full.
Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's a good challenge to deal with. But if we add a 3:45, say I teach the 3:45 and the 5 o'clock, maybe some of the 5 o'clock will come to the 3:45, which will open up some 5 o'clock slots for new traffic, or for the 6:15 class to maybe get some people in.
Yeah.
And then if some of the 6:15 class gets in, then maybe it opens up more spots for the 7:30.
Yeah.
So it's just a beta test that we want to do leading up to the new year.
Mm-hmm.
So beta test means it's not permanent. If it works well, great.
Cool.
If it doesn't, get it out of there, right? And but also the morning class, we're looking at adding the 7 o'clock class or 7:30 class in between the 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Yep.
So it gives our members more variety to choose from, and gives more space for people to attend, but also for the gym to grow. But also, it's cool in this. I would say, Jared, in 22, they've seen a side on the podcast from me that they don't typically get to see. From the business side, it's so cool to be able to offer more jobs.
Yeah.
And instead of having a job where you do an hour and then you're done for the day, it'd be cool to have blocks, right? So if we have a 6 a.m., a 7:05, and an 8:15, somebody can come work that block of classes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at doing that, and it takes members, obviously, to do that, but it's going to be awesome to be able to do that. And the last thing I would say for the class change, we're going to, in the new year, decrease the what would I call it? Not the transfer time, but intermission. What? The time between classes.
Yeah.
I don't know the right term to use. But the time between classes, we're going to decrease it. We increased it at one point because, if y'all remember, during the pandemic, the city did not allow us to have people in the gym to wait around and kind of have that community talk.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to make sure everybody left the gym. And then once everybody left, we had to wipe things
Sanitize,
down. And then when everything was wiped down, then we can start allowing people in. Now, I'm not saying the pandemic is done, but now members are allowed to kind of wipe things down their own self. And then as they're leaving, they're coming in, and it's okay. So we're going to be able to decrease those class times. And as of now, we are doing it, especially on Saturday. We don't need 30 minutes in between classes.
Transition
But
times.
there you go. The transition time that we're going to have during the weekend would definitely be implemented in January, and we're looking at doing the same thing on the weekdays. Cool?
There we go. Yes, sir.
All right. So we're back to
Nope. Zigzag.
zigzag. So number 3 for me is supplements. Supplements is interesting because I take them, but I don't take all of them,
Okay.
if that makes sense. There's a lot of supplements in this world, all right? Some of them are legal, some of them are not, all right? I don't take every single supplement in the world. I take a supplement that fuels me in my weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, as of the last 2 to 3 weeks, because we're working on 2023 programming
Yep.
already, I'm kind of beta testing my body with it. So I've been doing my macros specifically, but I, in the past, don't look at food and know my exact macros from every single meal that I look at. But I know there's a lack of protein that I probably intake every day just based upon my nutrition diet.
Yeah.
Because of that, I take protein shakes. Plus, with it being a powder supplement, it enters my body a little bit easier and breaks down a little bit easier, which fuels my muscle groups. Sometimes, Jared, I wonder if people know every time you do a bicep curl or press, your muscle fibers literally break down.
They group.
All right, so when them things break, they need to replenish. Your protein, the source of protein, helps it thicken and comes back stronger, right? But if you don't feel your body, how do you grow something that had all these little tears and breaks and is trying to repair, but it didn't get the feel that it needed, right? So that's why I take protein, because I'm on the run. I take pure greens because sometimes my plate is not as green as it should be, all right? And those nutrients that I need, not just from a standpoint of the way I want to look aesthetically, but the way I want to feel internally. I put that in a bottle of water, boom. And then BCAAs, because when you get my age, sometimes you need to recover. And I don't recover as fast as I used to when I was 16.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 main supplements that I take. I'm going to nibble with some creatine probably in the next 2 weeks just because I'm going to bulk up a little bit. But I want to bring supplements to everybody that's like me, if that makes sense. I want to bring supplements to the table for people that don't have a chef that cooks in their kitchen when they need to eat and it tastes great and they're not missing any single macros, right? I want to be able to bring that to the table and not just tell you, I want to be able to educate. So from videos to podcasts to even posters around the gym, we're going to do monthly orders. We're going to actually start cranking them out this month in October as a beta test in the next couple months. But starting in the new year, linking that with the newer software, it's going to be really cool to see the bodies change, the consistencies take place, not based upon what was never available, just based upon now the information of consistency of what you need to do and why you need to do it.
Yeah.
I would hate for you to buy any supplement and not know what you're putting in your body.
Absolutely.
But knowing what you're putting in would be great. Now, we'll offer more different things as fish oil for your joints from, I seen it was like a healthy coffee, a vegan protein. I know a lot of you do pre-workouts. I'm not a fan of pre-workouts, but I know a lot of you are. So it's a lot of variety we will be offering. But long story short, I want to bring supplements back in 2023 and make it effective and consistent.
I love that. I think it's very important, actually. And I think a lot of people kind of miss out on that. So I'm glad that you're going to make that a staple point in 2023.
Yeah. Do you take it?
I do. I actually would love to have a kind of educational moment as far as supplements is concerned, because me personally, for a while there, I was like, oh no, I'm all natural.
Yeah.
I don't take no protein powder. I don't do anything. And that's fair. I'm not saying you're wrong for that.
Because you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah. But here's the truth. When it comes down to our 2022 diet, even if you're eating all organic, even if you're eating all you know, I don't even know what you want to call. Let's just stick with organic, whole food, organic, whatever it is you want to call it. We're all getting our food from the same soil. The difference is the people that don't eat it organic, you're eating it more processed, right? And it's been through a couple more machines to get it to you.
Hello.
But at the end of the day, we're getting it from the same soil. Yeah. And here's our mind-blowing moment. We're eating from the same soil that they ate from 100 years ago. We're eating from the same soil that they ate from 200 years ago. The soil is not the same. So you're not getting the exact same amount of nutrients as you would have gotten 200 years ago or 100 years ago. So you're going to have a lack of nutrients. Therefore, that's why supplements are so important. So it's very important to take a multivitamin, right? It's very important to close that gap of the nutrients that we're missing that they used to have just from eating that same potato that we're eating now. It's different. It's a different potato. So look at his
Snippet moments. It's back.
There it goes.
Yo. Yo.
But
Yo.
well, I'm glad we're able to talk about it. Again, educational moment there. But
you know why it's beautiful though, Jay? Because like at the end of the day, like those type of gyms are so important because what do everybody want? Their body to change, or to keep the body that they have, or to keep that health, right? At the end of the day, we need to be consistent to do any of that. Like nothing happens without consistency. Yeah. So for me, I would love a chef, but I can't afford a chef to do the things that I want to do, right? That's number one. Number two, the reason why I prep my food or buy prep food is because it's convenient. If it's convenient and I can just pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, then I'm more likely to be consistent because that's sustainable, right? It's the same thing with supplements. Yep. Like you can most definitely go organic and grow your own food and do it all yourself, but for me, it doesn't work because I can't keep that consistency because I'm not a farmer. I don't know nothing about it, right? He just got me with the new fuel, all that, right? But at the same token, when it comes to protein, I know there's a certain amount of protein, fats, and carbohydrates that I need to take a day. If I'm keeping my macros, I would notice, like, golly, my intake of protein is a lot. And sometimes eating chicken and steak all the time is a lot. But drinking a protein shake and 12 ounces of water sometimes a lot easier than stuffing chicken down my mouth. That's sustainable for me.
Absolutely.
I can be consistent at that because that powder can be in my backpack. Protein powder can be in my backpack, right? And I can take that in between class. Yeah. But sometimes even warming up food in between class sometimes gets lost because if somebody grabs you, you forget. Class started, it's a wrap. You can't even I've done it a couple times.
Whole room stank.
Right. But no, man, I'm glad you said that. But supplements will be mine. All right.
Huge.
So boom, snake it. Boom.
So we kind of started talking a little bit about the new locations. Obviously, for us, I'm not going to split into 4 more people. We need new trainers. So we did hit on it just a little bit as far as we kind of gave y'all some hints as to the direction we're headed. But that's going to be the new big thing. So in order for us to hold you guys accountable, in order for us to have new locations, the big adjustment we're going to make going into the new year is new trainers. Yeah. So at one point you had 18 locations. That doesn't mean you had 18 trainers. No. You might have had 8.
I think 9.
8 or 9, yeah. So there's, 2 locations per trainer. So that's kind of an adjustment that we're looking to make for you guys because I think the biggest thing when bringing on new trainers is maintaining culture. Yeah. So maintaining our standard of excellence when it comes to boot camps and when it comes to service, when it comes to things like that. So the adjustment that we're making is bringing on new trainers that embody what Mean Green is and that heartbeat of boot camp.
Absolutely. And to just continue that, we have basically, once you finish your onboarding, it's basically 90 days. We want to see if we're a good fit for them, and they want to see if Mean Green's a good fit for them. And sometimes you will see a trainer in, and we start a group, and sometimes just professionally it doesn't work out. And that's totally cool. That's life. It happens. Yeah. But when it does work out, it's a beautiful thing. I would love to say this. Being a Mean Green trainer is not for everybody.
At all.
We have a standard where if you're coming just to punch the clock in and punch it out after that 50 to 60 minutes, if that's their job, this is not the company. Yeah. I would say, Jared, in the last couple of months, we've been able to pour out a lot of what Mean Green is, the pride of it, the culture, the community, and all that has to be done, plus the standard of running an effective business. Yeah. and having the mindset of wanting to continue to grow. Last week with Christian, we talked about, I think I asked a question or answered a question about being okay with the pivot moves that have to take place
Yeah.
in every season of the fitness space, because it's going to happen. The things that we do now, next year, something's going to happen that's better or not as good, and we're going to have to make an adjustment. So for our bootcamp trainers, man, they're beast. When they work out, oh, they are freaking beast. And again, I don't know who hears and listens to this, but maybe this would be the inspiration for that culture.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to the opportunity and looking forward to the growth. But trainers,
Yeah.
trainers.
And I'm excited for the direction that we're headed and for the potential new people we get to meet on this journey.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited about the personalities because for me, hearing about, the 9 trainers that you guys used to have, like, it's cool hearing the stories and the quirky moments and the things that you guys were able to do as a company. Like, for all you old members that, do you remember was it Bootcamp, Battle of
Battle of
Bootcamps?
Bootcamps. Oh, snap.
Yeah, like things like that. So
Please don't pull up no videos.
you don't have to go play flag football to get sore. We can go out there and do Battle of the Boot Camps. So it's just certain things that I'm excited to be able to bring back to the table to, obviously add some new sauce to it, bring the 2023, 2024 versions of what we used to do, because I think, bigger and better is always the goal.
I think we should have a battle of the trainers, 2015 versus 2025. Like, you go back and get all the young trainers. Let's see where they're at in life, going against all the current trainers. I'm doing that because I got to play in an alumni game soon. But, I would love to point this out because I don't know who watches and listens.
Mm-hmm.
But just major shout-outs. I showed you some pictures of a Hot Rod. I don't know who remember Hot Rod. It seems like a lot of our trainers have gone on to do great things.
Yeah.
Some of them still in the fitness space, and some of them are not, right? At the end of the day, Mean Green wants to be a hub, but a hub where people grow off and do something really abundant.
Yeah.
Speaking about Hot Rod did great. I think he ran 4 or 5 locations, and he ended up getting a job as the trainer at NASA.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. You're training people to go out of the earth. You know what I mean? So I can say I have a friend that does that.
Yeah.
Brandy Williams, her and Reggie, the way they're raising their 3 sons to be these incredible men, and to see her in her profession as well as Reg. Melissa was able to get married and have kids, and she moved to another state. I mean, I can go on and on about Ashley Perrott, so many people that are really good friends of mine.
Yeah.
And without that community of trainers that was developed in that culture, maybe I wouldn't have those friends if it wasn't for Mean Green.
Absolutely.
And I love growth. If I was still in my shoes, I would be Jared right now. So if I didn't grow, I wouldn't have Jared on the team.
Yeah.
So for me, this is just that circle of moment where I get to look back and say, dang, this is going to be awesome, because eventually I'm not going to be in this seat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a different person in this seat, potentially Jared, hopefully, and then somebody's in Jared's seat.
Yeah.
And I believe with that evolution, man, that will be fulfilling for me.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I like
All right.
that.
Good.
Yes, sir.
All right, where we at? Snaking it? So this is
Yeah.
the last one?
So point number 4 for me is community representation. That's going to be big.
Yeah. What does that mean?
2023. It means community representation.
We worked on that name.
I know. I mean, it is what it is. Just a couple examples for you guys of the reason why this is so big to me. The pink out shirts that we just wore. I remember going into a restaurant, and somebody was like, "Oh, you with?" It's like, "Oh, I can't remember the name, but I just saw somebody walk in with that shirt."
That's crazy.
He didn't, because I just handed him out that day. But but that, it resonated with me. And then yesterday we were out eating, and I had on it was a church shirt. But the fact that somebody, sat down and they liked one of the quotes that was up top, and then kind of read the bottom, and they were like, "Hey, what is that?"
Yeah.
And they asked about it. So just having merchandise out in the community, wearing it, having people visualize it and see and be interested, I think is important. But I also think that wearing some of the same things
Yeah.
around the same people
Yeah.
is important as well. The
I
reason
like that.
the reason we, and I'm gonna wrap this back to football. I know you got tired of football, but
I
I'm gonna
love
wrap it back
football.
to it.
Shout out to flag football players.
Oh yeah, shout out to Clay Hood. That was a good time. But in weight rooms, and you guys will see them wearing the same thing,
Oh yeah.
and it's not a big reason is for uniform look. It's for professionalism. I'm not taking that away. But another reason is for that sense of team.
Yeah.
Right. That sense of
Camaraderie. Yeah.
community, camaraderie, that group feel, for all of us to be wearing the same shirt. I'm not different from you. You're not different from me. We are the Eagles. We are the Gators. We are whatever that team is. You're that person with that shirt on.
Yeah.
So one of the things that having, the same merchandise, the same name across your chest brings is that feeling of community, that feeling of, like you said, camaraderie, team. We're together. So that's our goal going into 2023, especially for boot camp, because at the end of the day, we're within 4 closed walls here in a gym, but out there at the park, we're not. This is a big park, so it's different out there, especially to see if we all have this same shirt on, or even if it's different colors, but it all says the same thing. When somebody's walking by, or when you guys are walking up looking for you're able to see, oh, that's Mean Green.
It's huge.
Right. So that's gonna be a big thing for us, and then also out within the community itself. Wearing that shirt again, same thing I just said happened yesterday. People, because I don't like boring shirts, so that's not the goal going to 2023. I want to make shirts that you guys are proud to wear, that people might even want themselves to look at, something that you're proud to wear. So that's kind of the goal going into 2023.
I love it, man. It's cool. I love when somebody be like, "Oh, you did Mean Green?" I'm like, "Yeah." How long you been there? Going on 14 years. You been there that long? So I joke with people in the community about it if they don't know me, but. Thinking back to the term boot camp, the way that this was originally created, sitting at that Starbucks at Post Oak with my older sister Shannon, when we came up with Mean Green Boot Camp, it was like, we're going to have a boot camp theme. So part of boot camp was wearing uniform.
Yeah.
So it was like, hey, every day I'm like, hey, guys, make sure you wear your uniform. It was like an inside joke, but that's what they wore those T-shirts. And based upon the color, I would sometimes make certain movements and reps based upon a color.
Sure they were.
And if you didn't wear a Mean Green shirt, guess how many reps you did? More than everybody else, right? It was just my way of like, hey, I want you guys to wear the shirts. And after the first year, to be really transparent, cotton shirts that are thicker are a lot cheaper than the shirts that Jared and I have on right now. And just imagine being in Texas in the summer and everybody, Chris, I can't read these shirts.
Just give me the rips.
Right. So that's why we kind of start, obviously getting the next level in the canvas shirts that was a soft cotton or a dry fit style. But we'll kind of get off the subject. The reason why I love pulling up to boot camp and seeing the Mean Green on everybody's chest, it made me proud to be a part of something.
Yeah.
If we all wore Reebok, Nike, Under Armour, it's like you show up and it's like, oh. But for me, when I show up, like Jared said earlier, it's like that team is like, man, I'm part of this.
Yeah.
And even to this day, man, I'm corny, but even when my little boys have their little sports games, I'm wearing their little shirts. I want to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
It's something about being a part of something and being proud of something. So, man, I think that's so valuable. And even from the standpoint of us doing decals and headbands and wristbands, all of that was just a staple to say I'm proud of being a part of Mean Green. So from Chris to you guys, when I see that, man, it means the world. So thank you. Absolutely. So good stuff. Any hurdles with that one?
Community representation.
Because I have one.
I would say the biggest hurdle would probably be making sure that you guys aren't paying $50 for a shirt.
True. I mean, for the markup, right?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, the shirts cost with one cut, like, so this is one color.
Yeah.
So this typically costs us anywhere between 13 to 15, depending on the amount of shirts you order.
Yeah.
If I go order 10 shirts,
Yeah.
they about to hit me for about $15, $16. If I go in there and order 1,000, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's why when we do our pre-orders, that's why it's important for us to really max out, because we get a better pricing on the shirts. Then, like Jared's shirt on the back, it's a front and back, and then it's 3 colors on the back. So the merch shirt is typically more expensive shirt. So at the end of the day, if we pay $15 for a shirt, and then the taxes that you pay when you buy the shirts, that's another add-on. Then when you put it in the software and we do a processing fee, because Stripe is going to take money from us when you guys pay.
Yeah.
After it's said and done, after a $25 shirt, the brand might make $2, $3, maybe $4 at the max.
Yeah.
So it's not about making money for us. It's more about putting that brand on our chest. So, but I think I've been doing it for a while, Jay. I've never heard nobody say. So I used to be. I think I used to try to sell it for 23.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody asked me, like, why? I was like, well, it's not about making money. And they was like, Chris, like, chill out. Like, it's $2. And somebody said something to me really. Allison Clayton, to give her a shout out.
Yeah.
Once she said, you taking all my money, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean? All these nice stuff you come out with is nice. I want it. I feel like I got to have it. She never once said it was too expensive.
That's fair.
So I look at the things that I buy, from Lulu to Fabletics, like, they charge my car $54.92 every month, whether I buy it or not, and it's for a pair of shorts or an item.
Yeah.
So Again, I've never heard too many people say it's expensive.
That's
It's
fair.
more so like y'all come out with some cool stuff and I keep buying it. Even down to some socks,
That's
which I'm
fair.
wearing today.
What hurdle are you thinking about?
Hurdle, I had one. For Bootcamp, it
Okay.
is a hurdle. It's the display wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for boot camps more so than gyms, because gyms, you walk into the Southwest and North, we can put a display wall up and you can see shirts, you can see headbands, my zones. For the boot camp, I mean, we can bring a table out, but you got to think how much work that is.
Yeah.
Because the instructor, just trying to get there, 20, 30 minutes prior.
Yeah.
They're setting the cones out or agility labs, whatever they have.
Yeah.
And then people are coming up. People don't come up and we just ignore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they come up, we in conversation. Then. But then you remember, oh, crap, I got to get the shirts out. So you get the table out. Then you got to get the bin out. Then you got to get the banner. And then you fold in the shirts. And then it's a lot to keep up with. So I think that's the only hurdle, is trying to create your own display wall. Can we do that? Absolutely. But it is hard to do.
I personally believe it'll be a whole lot more virtual. I think how many of you have bought a shirt off Amazon off just looking at the size, but you looked at a model wearing it, or
That's true.
Exactly. So I think to overcome that hurdle, I think we have to do It's gonna be really hard for me to set a wall up, like you said, at boot camp with shirts. Having to keep shirts full in a car, having to distribute that to different trainers, having different shirts up on display. So I think that we're gonna have to maximize the system, the software, because you can purchase through the software.
From the member app.
Yeah, through the member app. So just kind of utilizing that, making sure people know that, hey, if I want to buy a shirt, or as we're announcing it, hey, we're about to, these shirts are available for pre-sale until whatever date. You can go and look and see what it looks like, see how it fits, all that kind of stuff.
I love it. Unless you buy a big trailer. I guess
Yeah.
that defeats the purpose of having an outdoor boot camp. Hey, Jerry, get a trailer so you can have an apparel wall, all the equipment you need.
I know.
Some hurdles, some box jumps.
At that point,
fly boxes.
It's a mobile boot camp.
It's a
We just do
mobile
boot camp everywhere.
Yeah. I guess they got some. So. All right, Jay, we had our last one.
Yes, sir.
Workshops. Right into it. All right. We never put it on the schedule, but we had the goals of doing them this year. And it was just, honestly, guys, it's just tough, man. Because at the end of the day, you put a schedule out and you're trying to get the events that are important. When I say important, the ones like we're doing now that brings awareness to breast cancer, and we're able to donate, the Child Protective Services for Christmas, to be able to get kids that didn't get the opportunity I received as a child, to be able to give them that opportunity, right? From school supply to everything else. We want to put those in, but we can't have an event every other week because y'all gonna get tired of them, right? So it's kind of tough to, and I'm not making an excuse. It will be done.
Yeah.
Next year, we would do a better job of at least holding 2 to 3 workshops in the school, not the school year, the workout year. That's not a
Calendar.
just a calendar year.
Yeah.
Thank you. He knows me well. I think some of the cool ones would be what? I'm asking that out loud for them to comment. What kind of workshop would you guys like? So, Jared, I asked you the question. I say one I think would be cool for a workshop. What do you think would be a great workshop? Which one? Hold on, let's put him on the on the mic. What workshop would you want to lead? There you go.
Man, there's two. There's two that I would not mind leading. One would be technique for most lifts, power cleans, deadlifts, bench press, like in any lift. I would do technique for that. So starting from breathing, working through our core 4 all the way down. So I wouldn't mind leading any workshop like that. And mind you, guys, workshops doesn't just have to be lifting or just have to be stretching. We can do a time management workshop. We can do things like that. But that would be one. The second one would be preventative exercise / stretching.
Follow my guy on IG if y'all don't.
So those would be my 2 main ones: lifting and preventative things to. One, if you guys are feeling things, hopefully give you some exercises that might be able to work you out of it. But 2, if you feel like you have weak joints, ligaments, anything like that, just preventative things to make sure that you're strengthening those, so you're not taking a step off a curb and rolling your ankle, or playing flag football and pulling your hamstrings.
Absolutely,
folks.
I was better this year. I was better. I didn't do as many reps. I was listening, but I did stretch a lot earlier.
There we go.
Got prepped and ready. Workshops for me.
Yeah. Do you have one you would lead?
One I would lead. I'm not saying I will, but I wouldn't mind. Mentality.
Okay.
Just all mentality. Kind of getting back to what I used to call Bootcamp Breakthrough. I will host them for Mean Green for free, if you remember. I have different philosophies on how to win, proven systems on how to win, and it's cool to see the mind click when you're speaking.
Yeah.
Like, application to teach someone how to do a deadlift today is cool, but when you see someone have an aha moment about life, now I will use fitness as a tool, right, in examples, but to see someone like, I can do that, and then see them win, I love that. And I think that all comes from what we did once, check up from the neck up.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind doing that type of workshop personally. But yeah, and I'm curious what they're saying.
I love that.
Let's leave them with these last 2 workshops. You pick a person. What workshop would you like to see them do? And I pick a person, and what workshop I would like from the team.
From the team. Doing a workshop. We go out of the box. Who? I'm gonna. This is gonna be out of the box. I want to see him do it though.
It's a him.
I'll pick Jason.
Okay. What would it be?
Jason's workshop would be around finding joy in life.
Ooh, he would smash that.
He would.
He would smash that. He would smash that.
That's the workshop. J Mill, bro.
J Mill.
Finding joy in life, dog. You in class, it don't matter, especially at 6 a.m. Sometimes people walk in here tired, and truth is, Jason be tired. Jason walking there, whew. But just finding a way to make people laugh. Even if you looking at Jason like, oh, you stupid. Yeah. Like, he gets a reaction out of you that just brings joy to people. And for himself. So I think that's a workshop Jason, I think, would be great at. Just how did joy, 6 a.m. when you're tired, and life when you're down.
Absolutely. That's a good one. That's a good one. Dang. Now you went that route. It makes me want to choose something that they won't expect. It's easy for me to say Jared for nutrition or Alex for rowing, right? It's easy for me to say that. What would be out the box workshop? I got a funny one.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know if it can be a workshop. Because it's been an event. It's actually one coming up.
Oh.
But I would like to see them collide and do it together.
Okay.
workshop, How to Twerk, right? Featuring Faye and Harmony.
Faye and Harms. Oh man.
With a guest, Dame.
I was actually gonna say Will. Let's do Will and
Oh, I
Dame.
forgot about Will. Yeah. So, okay. So, a little about it, right? So, I know a lot of us are laughing, right?
Yeah.
But when you think, I went from a serious format of, the importance of mentality, right?
Mhm.
And then you talked about the importance of like technique or Jason bringing humor or just finding joy in life. But
Yep.
man, sometimes just getting together and doing something different out of the ordinary to build community,
Absolutely.
to build culture. I would love to see them do that, and just to bring guys and girls together to have that. I think that would be epic. I think that would be something that people will want to post Instagram
Absolutely.
videos on. I think that would be something that they want to bring their family and friends to. I think that would be something that they would want to do, once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And I think that would be an awesome workshop.
Absolutely.
So
And I think it's important to, again, what we just did was reach outside of the box. Like, obviously, we're a gym, we're a strength conditioning gym, so we will do workshops where we teach you how to power clean
Absolutely.
and lift. But I just posted today, like, we don't want to be boring, right? Let's reach outside of the box, make sure that we kind of hit different aspects. We can teach you how to lift, we can teach you how to breathe, we can teach you how to stretch. But how many gyms are going to teach you how to be joyful in life? How many gyms are
Absolutely.
going to teach you how to twerk?
hey. Am I
No,
doing it right?
I know there's some.
Hey. Am I doing it right?
They probably say you all shoulders, but I don't know.
Dang, I'm try. It was that Friday. You gotta. Yeah, man. No, that's awesome, man. I think hopefully people found value to what we brought to the table.
Absolutely.
This whole series has been about adjustments, and these are some adjustments that we were able to put on the table today and kind of throw it out there from what we want to do as a brand
Yes,
and
sir.
leaders of the brand at the same time. So, did I miss anything? Did we miss anything?
I think we hit the points we needed to hit in
Okay.
depth. So.
Awesome. Well, the last Saturday of this month, we're going to be doing a workout
Yep.
at the gym. And this is for members and non-members. What we're right now, major shout out, we're over $1,000, right?
Yep.
We're over
look
$1,000
great, man.
from T-shirts to events in this month, man. It means the world. Thank you for being a part of it. This last go round is going to be for every person that attend to donate.
Yep.
All right. Now, look, we know y'all pay a premium number for y'all package, and we get it. If you come and say, look, I already pay y'all, we get it. But what we're asking, if you come to that class, whether it's a dime, a dollar, whatever it is, we'll have Cash App options or even cash at the door or a bin or something.
Yep.
For every member that go to workout, we want to be able to donate that dollar amount to the same cause for our last day. And it's been special to see so many people be a part of this,
Yeah.
whether they're Mean Green members or not, and from the staff of Mean Green to be able to implement and to put on their platforms and to share. We thank you as well as everybody else. This is a serious matter, and I'm very grateful to be a part of a brand that believes in change and being a part of change. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Cool. You got anything?
No, I think you hit on that as it needed to be. So.
Yeah. Cool. Well, guys, ice those hamstrings. For those that came out, we had a blast in flag football.
Shoulders, arms,
everything,
necks.
everything. But hey, man, if you're listening to us, make sure you subscribe. If it's your very first time, welcome to the community. Hit that 5-star button. Give us a review. Same thing on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed. Let us know what you thought about today's podcast. Comment down below. Share with your uncle, baby mama, and everybody else. And we'll talk to you soon.
See y'all later.
Yep.